Good news, Nemu! We've had a stroke of luck in our search for that beacon. Apparently, our colleagues have stumbled across the hidden path leading down into the hollows around the base of the Crystal Tower. Oh, okay. A path I doubt we'd ever have found had the Ironworks and the Scions not added their numbers to the party. Thanks to them, we have eager eyes and aplenty down here. Checking under rocks and peering into every nook and cranny. Still, it sounds like there's a lot of ground to cover. I think I'm gonna be honest here. It does sound like tedious work. And but not as tedious as waiting around, I suppose. Yes, I would go with this. Exactly. So I was thinking we should go and lend a hand. The sooner we find this beacon, the sooner you can travel to wherever it is this mysterious voice is coming from. And the sooner we can work out how to help our friends. We have to find a way to wake them up, and before the Empire comes calling again, meaning we have no time to lose. I got you. Wow.
Look how many people there are. Should we get to it then? Pick up anything that seems the least bit device-like, and we'll make ourselves a pile.
Okay.
Well, if it isn't the hero of the hour, maybe you'll change our look. Bugger all without you.
Oh my god! I don't remember if Biggs had a voice, honestly. I remember Wedge's voice.
Wedge!
Yep. Ah!
Aye, aye. Well, we could hardly say no to a call for aid from the Scions.
Yeah.
Jesse called it the chief of some other business. So we'll be working twice as hard to make up for his not being here.
Honestly, I'm glad the two of you are here to help us. It's not just Sid.
Thrice as hard, even.
Yep.
Thank you, both of you. I'm sure we'll find that beacon in no time.
I'm not seeing anything out here.
Hmm.
Do you reckon you could squeeze in there, Wedge?
Why? Because he's a Lalafell?
And get stuck halfway? No, thank you.
I could try if you like.
Tataru, no! We couldn't ask you to do that.
Oh, I'll be fine. This receptionist is not afraid to get her hands dirty.
What did I find? What did you find, Nemu?
Sorry, I meant to say, the scholars haven't finished their preliminary assessment of the site yet, so we're not supposed to venture too far in. What's that you got there? Now that looks promising.
It's got the Ironworks gear icon.
Isn't that the Ironworks symbol? Counterfeiters?
Yeah, looks. Why is it here? God, God damn it! No, don't do this!
What's happening?
Oh my god.
Stay with me. Focus on my voice.
Your voice is hurting my head.
Let expanse contract. Eon become instant.
Wait, this must be it. The device. Oh, this is supposed to happen.
Wait, how?
Throw wide the gates that we may pass.
Safe journey, warrior of light. Find our friends and bring them home.
Oh! Yo! Tataru knew, and she let us go. But what is happening to us? Oh my god. Oh. Whoa. Where am I going? No, what? What? Alpha, no?
Do not look at
Hashavat!
This is one battle you cannot fight. Away with you.
Papa Limo.
We did everything right.
Arbert.
Everything that was asked of us, and still it came to this.
Arbert. What the? Ah! What is going on? Who is this? Is that Minfilia? Minfilia! Minfilia!
Your time has not yet come.
What? The Oracle of Light. What? Where the fuck am I? This looks like the thing from the trailer. I think. I can't tell. What? An axe. That's Arbert. Arbert. Whoa. Man, I must be tripping. This is a very pretty place, though. Where am I?
From endless dreams I awake. Something vague, yet urgent, calls me to action once more.
A chocobo? There's someone there. Hey, I need help. Oh, it's you! Hey!
Rare to meet someone out here who's not a peddler themselves. What brings you into the wilds this time of night?
Well, you're not the guy I knew, but you look the same. What do you mean this time of night?
Well, if it ain't the oldest joke in the book. Me granddad, God's rest his soul, used to tell that one to the barman at kicking out time.
What?
And when, pray tell, did we last have a dark night? You rotten old drunk, yet he'd reply.
A dark night?
Over 100 bleeding years ago, that's when. You got that look down to a T. I'd almost think you meant it. Ah, got to you, did they? Poor beggar. That explains it then.
Okay. I cannot.
Well, I've roads to travel and wares to sell, but you'd best hurry along to the town nearby. Just head east through the trees and aim for the Shining Tower. You'll find the place soon enough. 'Tis the biggest settlement for malms around.
A tower?
Go on now, friend. They'll take good care of you in the Crystarium.
The Crystarium? Hey. Oh, it's the music from the Shadowbringers trailer.
To dizzying heights it rises. The gleaming spire.
That's Crystal Tower!
Its tip threatening to pierce the blinding canopy. There, it will all begin anew. Between dark and light, the pure and the corrupt, the one true struggle.
Shadowbringers! Yes! I'm here! Wow. This is a very, very pretty place.
Halt!
Hello. Oh wait! Aren't you good?
Every face in this city I know. Yours, I do not.
I know you! You're that dancer in the trailer. Hello.
This is the threshold of the Crystarium, stranger, and I am its gatekeeper. If you would enter, you will answer my questions.
Okay.
From where do you hail?
Do I have to answer these? Okay. Gridania?
Do you take me for a fool? No such place exists.
What? What do you mean?
Had you given me an honest answer, I would not have barred your way. We care little here for a person's place of origin, but instead, you chose concealment. And I will not suffer you to pass.
Okay. Oh yes, she is a dancer.
That one had eaten. It must have gulped down the whole hand, ring and all.
Oh. That's a ring. Whoa! Ah! He died! Yo! Is that Grahatia?
Everything all right, Captain?
Grahatia? Bro.
Quite all right, my lord. Just a stray sin eater, and a weak one at that.
Oh.
I see. Weak or not, we should be on the lookout for more.
Do you know my face? Yes,
But
he
I see
knows.
you've met my guest. I will escort her to the Crystarium myself, if you've no objections.
Another of your mysterious friends, is it? I should have known. Very well. I'll inform the others your guest is to be given the run of the city.
Thanks.
Pray forgive my less than cordial welcome. May the rest of your stay with us be a pleasant one.
Thanks.
come with me. I will answer whatever questions you have when we are somewhere more private.
Thank you. Finally. Some answers.
Right then, before we plunge into the wheres and wherefores, let me first thank you for answering my summons. I had intended to bring you directly to my personal quarters, but I fear my aim was slightly off. That you are still able to make the crossing unharmed is a great relief. And so, we come to the question of where. The realm in which you now find yourself belongs to one of the 13 reflections, or shards.
Ah.
The first, to be precise, even if its inhabitants are largely oblivious to the fact.
Ah, one of the 13.
As to wherefore, having been awarded the rather grandiose title of Crystal Exarch, I, in my capacity as caretaker of the Crystarium, thought to seek the aid of you and your companions.
Speaking of which... Not to be a dick, but yeah, I'm sorry.
An inkling, yes. I can only beg your forgiveness. Matters here forced my hand. But all shall be explained in due course, I promise you.
Alright.
Let us begin with the glaring skies up above.
Okay.
Here in the first, the world has been all but consumed by primordial light.
Oh, that's why. This is the world that Arbert's from. Everything's been absorbed by light. Everything. So that's why the guy we met when we first came here kept saying that this is nighttime. Can't even tell if it's nighttime.
It began a century ago, by this realm's reckoning. A luminous flood swallowing everything in its path. More than 9/10 of this star was lost.
Oh my god.
And the fortunate few who survived are hounded by abominations born of that catastrophe even now.
Oh.
Sin eaters, we call them. The creature you saw earlier was one such monstrosity. It was to save the first from this menace that I learned to bridge the rift between worlds. That I might call upon the aid of the greatest of heroes.
No.
Though it meant depriving a world of its champion, I had to try. For in saving the first, you would bring salvation to the source as well.
Okay, makes sense.
But what manner of host harangues his guests in the middle of the road? Let us continue our talk within the Crystarium.
Okay. Whoa. This is so pretty. This is so different.
Such a proud and vibrant city. The sole sanctuary for the living in a world all but resigned to oblivion.
Oh.
Each stone was laid with hope. The town itself a symbol, a monument to defiance in the face of death. No would-be hero could fail to answer its call. For who among us does not yearn for salvation?
The Crystarium. Wow. Very pretty place. And here we are. Welcome, my friend, to the Crystarium. Now, a full and frank discussion in the privacy of my study would seem to be in order. But I think our conversation would be more meaningful were you first to gain a firmer grasp of the situation here. To that end, I would like you to visit a few of the Crystarium's civic leaders and glean something of this world and its predicament. Okay? Sounds good? As you can see, this path will lead you directly to an aetheryte, a convenience in which I am sure you are only too familiar. It's a very pretty crystal. Being the rightful object of my summoning spell, you should in theory be able to reach all the way along your etheric trail and find a connection to the source, believe it or not. Oh, so we can go back here and then to and fro from here to my own world. That's cool. I strongly suggest that you complete this attunement before venturing any further. Yeah, I got you. After you have done so, walk up to the steps next to the aetheryte and head out to the left to arrive in the crystalline mean, okay? This is where you will find your collective for crafters and gatherers, as well as their spokesman, Catless, one of the people I should like you to meet. Another is Morin. To reach him and his cabinet of curiosity, you'll want to avoid the aforementioned steps. Take the exit on the left and simply continue straight along and down until you come to the large doors at the end of the path. The third and final person I would like you to meet is Bragi, our man in charge of trade and distribution. He is to be found in the markets, which you can access from the opposite side of the Aetherite Plaza. In seeking out each of my colleagues, you will visit the major districts of the city and hopefully gain a feel for the place. I trust my directions were simple enough? Crystal clear! Very good. I concede. The layout of the Crystarium owes more to historic necessity than planning, but I'm sure you'll learn its twists and turns before long. In all honesty, the true challenge may be in finding the right way to approach its citizens. As you discovered during your encounter with the captain, the people of this world are unaware of the existence of other stars, and will struggle to accept the truth of your origin. Oh, interesting! So they have no idea about the other worlds. Okay. That being the case, when they ask whence you hail, as they inevitably will, I suggest you claim to share a homeland with the Crystal Exarch. There is an unspoken rule here about peering too deeply into that particular mystery. Okay. When you finish making the rounds, pray meet me in the large courtyard at the center of the town. Until then. Cool. Who is waving to me? I didn't notice! Who waved to me? No! Excuse me, miss. Are you recently come to the city, perchance? I'm quite familiar with your civic roles, you see, and, well, ahem. What I mean to ask is, have you brought any books with you? A rumpled scroll, even? A scrap of scribbled on parchment? My apologies. Literature is something of an obsession of mine, as well as a profession. Librarian Morin, at your service. And this humble collection is known as the Cabinet of Curiosity. I can tell! That's a lot of books! As your powers of perception have likely informed you, my colleagues and I are responsible for curating all manner of tomes, documents, and other vehicles for the written word. As horrific as the loss of life and land wrought by the flood unquestionably was, the damage to recorded knowledge was no less catastrophic. We few do all we can to preserve what wisdom survived. But tell me, what brings you to the cabinet today? Looking for any title in particular? Mayhap a spot of academic research? Oh-ho! So you've an interest in modern history. Splendid! A thorough review of recent events can often yield novel perspectives. I quite agree. If you would prefer something visual to accompany the account, then I think I have an illustrated history book for children somewhere. For children? I'm not a child! And here we are. Would you like to pull up a chair? Make yourself more comfortable? On with the lesson then. He's so excited. 100 years ago, or near enough not to matter, villains known as the Warriors of Light slew the Shadowkeeper, the Steward of Darkness. Oh, what? Villains? In the wake of this tainted deed, light began to pour into the world as if from unseen cracks. It pooled and swelled without cease, until the day an enormous blinding wave rose up and swept across our star. We called this calamity the Flood of Light. Everything it touched was leached of life and vigor, leaving naught behind but a luminous wasteland. Yet just when it seemed that all would be lost, a savior appeared before us. The Oracle of Light. She stood twixt us and approaching doom, and by her power did she stay the flood. Thus was Norvend, and Norvend alone spared the fate of erasure. Oh. The Oracle of Light looked like Minfilia, so I wonder. Tragedy would, however, arrive in another form. From the blasted emptiness descended horrors of strange and terrible aspect to bedevil the few folk who survived. These sin-eaters were light incarnate, and their fulgent presence stole the night from Norvent's sky. Oh, that's how it came to be. Even now, they circled the remaining bastions of civilization, ever on the hunt for us, ever hungering for our flesh. And thus did the world become what it is. Should you ever wish to hear the tale again, I would be glad to retell it to you. For you. Alright, thanks. Rare to see a place so well stocked with goods, isn't it? But not here. I'm going to guess you're new to our fair city? Well, for what it's worth, you've chosen a fine sanctuary. The Exarch can throw up a barrier if the sin-eaters come knocking, so it's a damn sight safer than it is here than it is out there. Safer and more civilized too, thanks to us in the mean. We work together to procure materials and resources, and craft the goods which make the city life possible. This is the place to visit if you need a coat mended or kettle forged. Just don't go thinking it'll all be handed to you on a plate like those Illumoran layabouts. Here in the Crystarium, we work for a living. Though I see you're no stranger to honest labor. You don't have that whiff of indolence about you like some folk I met. Still, I can't quite pin down your profession. Where is it you're from? One of the Exarch's countrymen, you say? I see. Well then, I'll work twice as hard to make you feel welcome. Our city wouldn't even exist if it weren't for him. And any friend of his is a friend of ours. It's really quite incredible when you think about it. They say his grand magic summoned the Crystal Tower into existence. Pulled the entire thing out of thin air. Oh, he did that, did he? It wasn't long before droves of refugees began congregating around its base, desperate for shelter after losing their homes to the flood. And that's how the Crystarium began. At the Exarch's invitation, buildings started going up, and with the help of some curious relics brought forth from the tower, the place gradually expanded into the thriving metropolis you see today. The city stood here for decades now, yet the eldest among us swear the Exarch looks exactly the same as he did back then. He is indeed a man of many mysteries, but for all his secrecy, he has never yet let us down. So if he and you wish to remain silent about your shared homeland, then the folk here will respect your wish for privacy. New to the city, friend? The spinning head and wide eyes give you away. Welcome. My name is Bragi, and I'm the master of these markets. They gave the strict another official title, but I'm not in the habit of using it. Too florid by half. Okay, no problem. In any case, our merchants stock a range of equipment for misstyles such as yourself. So finding something in your size shouldn't be a problem. Mistil. So that's what we're called here? I'm sorry, did you say Mistil? Aye, something wrong. Oh. Whoa. Let's see if we can straighten this out. See those two in front of us? The shorter one is a Hume. Oh! They have different names in this world for the different races. Okay. The taller one is an elf. Okay, an elf. The sturdy individual over there is a galgent, whilst the one with horns is a Dran. And then you have the large scaly chaps with long tails and a knack for raising livestock. Those would be the Zun. Interesting. Which apparently is not the name you know them by. Now I'm curious to know which far-flung region you hail from. Ah, the same as the Exarch, eh? Well, that explains it. You don't get much further flung than that. We've had a few of your lot pass through in recent years, and despite their obvious learning, they floundered over the simplest things. But not to worry. Should you find yourself confused by the local language or customs, I'll be here to answer your questions. That's so interesting. I'm amazed how awesome this place is already. The people, the history, the culture. I'm so excited to know everything about this expansion. Well, how did you fare? Did my colleagues help you form a clearer picture of this world and its people? Yes, I did. Yes, it seems you were treated to a most thorough introduction. I understand it was something of a chore, but 'twas necessary that you grasp these things before we proceed. Oh, yeah, very understandable. As for the Crystal Tower's origin, you may have noted that the details were sparse. The structure is, in fact, the self-same one you know from the source, transported to the first in its entirety. Oh, that's so cool! It was my first attempt at breaching the boundaries between worlds. Something of a trial run for your eventual crossing. And although I do not know which area I tore from, I do know that its arrival served to set the wheels of fate in motion. You've done as I requested, and learned something of the world in which you find yourself. Now it's time I fulfilled my half of the bargain, and explained what has befallen your comrades. That is a conversation I would rather have in the privacy of my quarters. However, I must go on ahead to the tower and organize a few things, but I shall see that the guard knows to admit you. What? The tower's gates lies open then? Well, yes, of course. It can be opened and closed just like any other. Does that seem strange to you? I know not how the tower functioned in your time, but I assure you there is no danger of us being locked inside. Oh. Familiar music.
Welcome to the Ocular, my private study. We can speak here without fear of being overheard. I have much to explain. but the truths which I must touch upon in doing so would cause only distress and confusion to the people of this world. Pray keep that in mind.
Sure.
Now, I am sure you are desperate to know the fate of your fellow Scions.
Yes, please.
To put it simply, they are here in the first.
Mm-hmm.
Their arrival, however, was not as recent as you may imagine. Here, time flows at a different pace from that of the source.
So they were here probably years before I came? Okay.
In the space of a single hour in your home world, an entire year will pass in the first.
What?
And the reverse could also be true. The pace fluctuates without rhyme or reason, and it cannot be predicted.
What?
That said, we seem to be entering a period of near equivalence. And thus, for the moment, you need not overly concern yourself with the passage of time.
Okay.
As for your companions, however, Y'shtola and Urianger have dwelled here for 3 winters, all told, while Thancred's count stands at 5.
I see. I see. Okay.
Even our more recent arrivals, Alphino and Alize, have lived in the first for almost a year.
I see.
My intention had been to summon only you, but the art of reaching across worlds has proven exceedingly difficult to master. Thus it was that my fumbling hand closed upon those to whom your fate is most closely bound as well.
Oh my god.
As they were not the object of my summons, their transference was incomplete. Though they may appear to possess corporeal bodies, they are, in truth, merely spirits that one can see and touch.
I see.
Consequently, while you yourself will be able to pass between worlds with relative freedom, they will not. Much as it grieves me.
What?
They are stranded here, unable to return.
What? Are you serious? What in the... Oh my god. How are we gonna bring everybody back then? Then find a way to send them back. You caused this.
We spent every waking hour searching for a way to reverse the summoning. In the beginning, at least.
Oh.
As you may have surmised, however, our efforts met with little success. And then we all but abandoned the endeavor once Urianger shared with us the vision he had witnessed during his journey through the rift.
Oh, okay.
In that chaotic no-man's land between realms, time and space warp and blend in unexpected ways. What Urianger saw was the future.
What?
That which would one day come to pass.
Oh, God.
In his vision of tomorrow, the first was rejoined with the source.
What?
This collision of worlds brought about the 8th umbral calamity and the deaths of countless multitudes.
Oh, no.
Amongst those who perished, Urianger clearly saw the fall of the Scions' mightiest champion. He watched you die.
What?
And thus did the Scions embrace their exile, and began searching this world for a means to forestall the coming catastrophe in yours.
Oh.
Their souls are stranded in the first, yes, but they have fought on, desperate to save their home and you from destruction.
Okay.
Nor have their efforts been in vain, for it was they who finally established that the elimination of the Sin Eaters will indeed serve to prevent the calamity.
Okay.
Considering these circumstances of our meeting, you would be forgiven for doubting my version of events. And so, before all else, I would suggest you track down your comrades and hear the tale from their lips.
Okay.
I shall of course be happy to assist in these reunions, and you need not make any decisions regarding your involvement until you are certain of where you stand.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I promise I will not rest until I have found a way to help your friends return home.
Thanks.
What say you? Have I earned your trust for the moment, at least?
For the moment.
Excellent. You will not regret this. With that settled, we shall have to see about getting you ready for the road. Traveling across the rift has no doubt left you weary. I will arrange for a room where you might rest in comfort. While it's being prepared, perhaps I can show you around.
Okay. Whoa.
This is the Musica Universalis, the commercial heart of the Crystarium. What you might need to prepare for your journeys can be purchased here.
Okay.
Ah, yes. You must be curious about the currency. Fear not. The gil you carry will serve you well enough.
Okay, good.
Each nation once minted its own coins, but 'twas all a jumbled mess following the flood.
Makes sense.
After much debate, the local merchants eventually elected to revert to the old ways, wherein a coin's value was decided by the worth of its metal. As for a unit of measurement, we agreed upon the term gil, a word borrowed from coins uncovered within the Crystal Tower here. And as our traders peddled their wares across the land, so too did our usage of gil become common practice.
That's good.
Our way of life has benefited greatly from the artifacts we recovered from the tower, some of which may be familiar to you.
iPhones! Yeah! Look! iPhones!
But I fear it would not be practical for us to provide everything to which you are accustomed. You shall need a means to access the commodities of your home world. Avan Kerm Sin?
Yes, I'm here. Of course I'm here. What amusements do you have for me today?
Oh, hello.
My dear Feo Ul, paragon of pixie kind. For you, I have the most vital task. This fine lady is a friend from a distant realm.
Hello.
And we have need of a means to ferry things back and forth from her home. Might you be able to assist us in this matter?
You came from beyond, didn't you? From beyond the rift? How wonderfully exciting! What a brave and reckless and marvelous thing you did! You've the heart of a pixie, you do. After careful consideration, I have decided to grant you my assistance. Make a pact with me and the fun can begin.
Okay.
But answer me this, traveler. Did your garments come with you when you crossed over? Your teeth? Your nails?
Yeah?
Just as I thought. Then you've a good stout connection with your home through which all your belongings, great and small, may easily pass.
Oh, good.
From this moment forth I will be your Isne Fis, and you my Sne Yak. Like the branch which sprouts from the sapling, our bond will flow unbroken from one to the other. Raise your hand.
Is this necessary? Okay. Whoa.
'Tis done. We are bound now, dearest sapling. Come then. Make your request. Tell me your desire. I wish to visit this world of yours.
Okay.
Mayhap her message to your friends in the source to inform them of your safe arrival.
Sure. Tataru, of course.
Consider it done.
As you heard, that was Feo Ul of the Pixies. Their kind possess an affinity for magic akin to that of arcane beings.
Okay.
They rarely show themselves in populated areas, but Feo is insatiably curious even by Pixie standards, and seems to have taken a liking to the Crystarium. Right, we were going to organize a room for you, weren't we? Come along.
Ah, there you are. I was just finalizing the matter of your accommodation. You'll have a private room here at the Pendants for your duration of your stay, to make use as you see fit. When you are ready to retire, the manager will show you to your lodgings. Pray rest and recuperate, and we shall reconvene in the ocular anon. I believe that covers all of the practical concerns. Thank you for answering my call, Nemu. We are denied the comforting blanket of night, but may peaceful dreams attend to you nonetheless. My own room. You? What? Arbert! Arbert! Oh shit. Hey.
I know you. You're the warrior of light from the source.
Yeah. And you're Arbert. Hi. Still have blood on your axe. The warrior of darkness?
What? Did you just... You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you!
Oh, gods, how long has it been?
Oh!
That was what I called myself in your world. The warrior of darkness. My real name is Arbert. I used an alias in the source. A daft one, looking back.
Hey.
If you recall my tale, it was my comrades and I who caused the flood.
I see. I see.
We thought our home doomed. And so we listened to the Scions. Let them guide us to the source, and tried to hasten their God's damned ardor. I remember when we fell, defeated by you and yours. I remember our audience with Minfilia, how she listened to our pleas and returned our souls to the first.
What happened?
The flood was poised to swallow Norvrant. Minfilia and my friends, they surrendered what little they had left to hold it back.
What?
Just faded away, leaving me to bear witness.
No! Yo.
Tell me, do you know the year? How much time has passed since we caused the flood?
Yeah, I'd be happy to answer.
A 100 years. 100 long years.
I'm sorry. Oh.
My hand hands find no purchase. My gestures catch no eye, and my pleas, be they whispered or screamed, reach not a single ear. I am a shade, cursed to do naught but drift. I feel as if I've been walking forever. I hardly noticed when my mind and body began to fray at the edges.
Oh, that was you.
Then bang! My senses were sharp again. I felt like a fish being reeled in, and before I knew it, I found myself in this room. Why is it that you can see me? What are you even doing here, come to that?
Good question.
You were summoned to save the first. A waste of time. This world is beyond saving, like those who try to save it. Muddled as my mind may be, I've not forgotten that. But if fate has brought me to you, the one person in this God's forsaken world who can see and hear me, then perhaps there is a reason I endured. If I can find out why I was left behind, then maybe I can bring this journey of mine to an end. Well, I'll be watching, Warrior of Light.
Okay.
But do me a favor. Be careful out there. This world has had its fill of heroes.
Okay. I'll be sure to remember that. I sleep. That felt uncomfortable.
How did you find your new quarters? I trust you were able to rest?
Yeah. Well enough, thank you.
That is good to hear. Should you want for anything, pray let me know. Now, let us return to the subject of the Scions' whereabouts.
Whoa. Whoa.
This map shows the lands of Norvrad, the only area to be spared the flood of light.
Norvrad. Okay.
The Crystarium is here, in the region known as Lakeland. And to the north is the fairy kingdom of Ilmeg. That is where you'll find Urianger.
Okay. Sure.
To the east lies the once prosperous civilization of Raktika. Your Stola is stationed there, in the heart of the forest.
Raktika.
Alas, neither location can be reached without considerable difficulty. As such, I would suggest you first seek out one of the twins, each of whom is stationed but a short flight from the Crystarium.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Sure.
Alphino is on Calusia, an island off the western shore. It is home to a city called Yulmore, where the rich and privileged while away their days in idleness.
Psh. All right. Sounds interesting.
For his part in furthering our cause, Alphino journeyed there to meet with the citizenry and forge alliances. From what I hear, he has since kept himself busy gathering information around the main settlement.
I see. Is that where Alice is?
Traveled south to the arid wastes of Armarang.
Armarang.
They lie upon the very edge of the inhabitable world, where the flood of light was halted. Those who dwell there live in constant fear of attack by the Sin Eaters.
Hmm.
In contrast to her brother, Alize felt that her energies would better be spent learning about the enemy, and thus she sells her services as a guard, both to hone her skills and gather information on our foe.
Oh, okay. Alright, cool. Where's Thancred, though?
So, will it be Calicia or Armoraine? It matters not which you choose to visit first. Simply inform me once you have made your decision, and I will see to it that you are provided with a suitable mount.
Thanks.
Ah, but you must be wondering about Thancred.
Yes.
He has taken up with a new companion,
Mm-hmm.
and is presently engaged as a wandering hunter of Sin Eaters.
The new girl, of whom Thancred calls Minfilia.
Being ever on the move, his whereabouts are often difficult to ascertain, but I am certain your paths will cross ere long.
I see. Well, this was a very interesting introduction to Shadowbringers. So our friends have been here way longer than I first arrived. Than Nemo first arrived. Yeah. I really hope you enjoyed my first part of going through Shadowbringers. And I will see you next time. Bye!